Yeah. My name is Ace Clark. You tuned into the Encore Radio Show. What up, Brooklyn?
Yeah. Skr.
The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of...
Yeah. I want a hammock for all of that shade that they throwing. DDMG getting paid at the moment. Need 30 for saving and 20 for blowing. Yo, ping in my phone, that shit burn flame emoji. I don't know what y'all have been seeing. That boy wanted beef, now he vegan. Well, trust me, this pepper in season. I do this for money, you rap for convenience. And niggas was scared of me going to Texas, but I stayed in Vegas and got all my nets in it. UTA blowing my phone up with Texas. Guess me not replying, they sending a message, it's cool. I'ma lend Cara a Jules. You niggas belly flop, this ain't the pool. I run that check up like spikes on the shoes. That bitch gon' ride.
All right,
like
folks, it's the Encore Radio Show. As you guys heard, we're here with Ace Clark. What's good, man? How are you doing?
Yo, I'm
today?
blessed, man. I'm blessed.
Listen, thank you for coming. Thank you for making a trek all the way up here to the BX to sit down, maybe and chat for a minute, talk about your career, talk about all the good stuff happening to you. Cause it's been a lot of good stuff. You know, you've gone through trials and tribulations, but you've definitely made it out.
Thank you. Who hasn't? You know, everybody got a story to tell.
Yeah,
I'm just giving y'all mine.
Yeah, man. All right, so at Ace Clark Music, Twitter. Is that your same thing for Instagram
Yeah.
as well?
All social networks, Ace Clark Music, ACE, Clark like Clark Kent, and music like music. You know, I know how to spell.
Oh man. Okay, so I want to start with this for 1 second. I want to set the tone for y'all so y'all understand what this man's music is about. Okay. I watch BET all day and I ain't never seen a Black Thought. Okay. So please, can you just tell people what you meant by that?
That's one of my triple entendres, as Jay-Z was saying. Mm-hmm. So you got BET, Black Entertainment Television. They not really putting on the shows they used to put on. They used to put on College Hill. Mm-hmm. They used to put on all these shows that really showed you like black people excellence, not like ratchet stuff. It wasn't Ratchet Mondays. It was more like, this is black culture and this is what we're about besides the corners, besides the streets. Yeah. And it was really like relatable black TV. Mm-hmm. And they showed videos actually. They didn't just show a whole bunch of nothing.
Fact.
You had hits up there, you had AJ and Free. They was in colleges, they was on campuses. They showed you like black outside the neighborhood. So that's one. Two, my favorite rapper is Black Thought from The Roots. And you don't never see Black Thought or The Roots on BET. You don't see accomplished musicians on BET. You don't see Mos Def. You don't see Common. You don't get those videos. You see Dead Prez get one time on 106 and Park back in the day when they introduced their new joint, and you never see it hit the countdown.
See, I like what you just said, though. You said accomplished musicians. Now, that is for people who appreciate hip-hop in its entirety, not just what they hear on the radio or not even like what's being played right now, whatever, just on SoundCloud or whatever it is, but listen to the overall aspect of the culture. You know, there are true accomplished musicians, and then there are artists, and there's no shame or shade to being a musician or an artist, but at the same time, if you're gonna play music, you should probably pay from both, you know. Yep. A little melting pot. And nobody's like, man, we're not begging you to do a whole Saturday for it, but mix it up a little bit.
We gotta have diversity. Like the radio is really extreme. They give you trap all day, and you don't hear like Eric Sermon, just like music kind of songs come on in the radio that made you feel good. You don't hear like Common, I Used to Love, or Common the Light hit the radio. You don't get to hear like people that have like feel good music. You don't really hear like people that have a message on the radio. You don't look at TV and see like colleges. We used to watch A Different World, and they used to always have the college sweaters on. You watched Martin, and Gina would have a college sweater on in the bedroom, and I felt like the subliminal messages back in the day were really promoting like uplifting, and now they show you everything but that. But back to the third point. So you got no Black Thought on the on BET. You got no Black Thoughts on BET. Like you don't get to see black people uplifted, and then you also don't got Black Thoughts because BET not even owned by black people.
No more. Not no more.
Like you got white people that are trying to tell you what black TV is, and there's nothing wrong with who owns BET, but if your content is supposed to be black entertainment, I think they care more about the E than the B. They care more about entertainment value than the black part. And like that's why like TV One and Centric, those channels are decent because they still show you like culturally diverse like pieces of like black time. They show you the Cosby's, Martin. They show you things that are more on a spectrum of here's what we had, here's like black culture and diversity. They don't just show you ratchet this and thought that and shake this and shake that and hold this and that. you know.
4 minutes, right? And 47 seconds in, and y'all not understand the type of artist y'all have in front of y'all right now. Ace Clark at Ace Clark Music. Make sure y'all go and follow him. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that. You on Snapchat too?
Yo, I'm on a Snap. You know, I just be snapping about food and
that's
personal
right.
relationship stuff. You know, I'm like a sucker for love.
That's what Snapchat's all about. You know, it's just about it's about your regular life. You know, I just snapped today. This guy. I'm on a train, fam, and this dude is singing. Like, he has headphones on and he's singing, and I have on my headphones, and I'm like, fam, why can I hear you?
Because my man was hitting them notes. Yo, music got that power. Yo, let him sing,
Stress.
bro.
I was stressed.
Yeah, I would have took him into a session, you know. I would have made some money off him. Like, yo, we can put this on iTunes.
Oh, man. So, it's the Uncle Radio Show. Again, like I said, this is the second week I did this in a row where I've waited mad long to introduce the show. UncleRadioShow.com. At Uncle Radio Show, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Shout out to the Indie Creative Network.
Another one.
Yes. At Indie Creative NW, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, a network for creatives.
And who are you?
I'm Wize Soul.
Yo,
appreciate the segment. That was perfect. The setup was nice. That was nice. At The Real Wize, WIZE, because I like to be special. Make sure you guys just follow me, follow the show, follow everything. Like, we really support indie music. So, another quick quote I picked up here. I'm trying to be the James Brown of hip hop. Yo,
you went digging, man.
I went digging. That's my job. That's my job. So, you know, I feel like those two quotes kind of really encapsulate who you are as an artist. Wow. It gives you like at least it draws a circle now. It's like, okay, well, this is for the interview. This is the boundaries that we're gonna be in. And you guys are going to be enlightened for the remainder of the show.
Yo, preach, brother. So pretty much it's like this. James Brown is way bigger than music. Like, he said, there's a documentary I saw called James Brown Saves Boston. And homie dead stopped like race riots and a whole bunch of like tension just off being him. I'm gonna perform no matter what, and I'm gonna put on this show no matter what. And he was bigger than music because he cared about the people. He was just as involved in civil rights as your Martin Luther King's, Malcolm X's. Like, music has power, and this dude knew his music had power and the impact of what he had and what he was doing. Like, it was bigger than just dancing and shouting and singing. This dude knew his power. Yeah. And knowing our power, we have responsibility as artists. Like, Nina Simone said, you gotta reflect the times. And I always go back to this because you gotta really reflect the times. Like, if you're living in it, you're a part of it just as much as anybody. You have more of a responsibility when you're a platform to say something with that platform, to do something with that platform, to be powerful with that platform, because people are looking up to you more than any other. Like, musicians have this like this way where like Michael Jackson could do a show and people faint. People fall to the ground. People feel like they're dying. People are so excited to see this man who they don't get to go home with or know. They feel like they have this connection, and with that connection, you have the power to touch somebody with a message that is bigger than yourself.
Dope. All right. All right. So I see you gonna be hit. You're gonna be hitting me with them deep answers. I like that. Okay.
It's not even deep. It's just what it is, and I'm gonna give it to you like what it is. Like, I ain't gonna come up here and say I'm a preacher or philosopher, but it's straight up how I look at everything, and I'm just giving you a taste of that, you know.
Bad. All right. So you got 7 siblings.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of us. It's more of us than the roaches in the apartment building, man. Like,
are you the oldest, youngest?
I'm the middle, so I'm the favorite.
Wow, okay.
I'm smack dab in the middle. I got 3 in front, 3 behind. So I'm like smack dab in the middle. I get to see everybody mess up a little, but I also get to like watch the younger ones and kind of guide them a little bit. So being in the middle is also cool because you literally get to see it from both directions. I see my brothers growing up. My oldest brother's 11 years older than me. The youngest one is 21 now. So like I get to see my little sister touch liquor for the first time, really, that we're supposed to know about. And then I get to see like my oldest brother like almost hit 40. So I'm like, ooh, time is catching up to you, my man.
Wow.
So in seeing that, I got to see my brother sneak out the house and make his mistakes and grow up and have kids. And then I get to see like, yo, I'm not gonna have kids now. I'm gonna do this. I'm not settling down till this time.
Yeah.
I get to calculate my moves by seeing above and below me. But it was hard. Like we grew up in a house where it wasn't a lot of food. There wasn't a lot of everything. So it was like survival of the fittest. Out of 7, you better fight for them chips or you gonna fight for them cookies. So I came out strong. I still got all my like ligaments and stuff. So
we're thankful for that. We definitely are thankful for that. So you were raised by your grandmother?
Yeah, my grandmother raised us till 6th grade, and then she passed away from cancer. She was an accomplished musician herself. She's a singer, songwriter.
I found out.
She made some real amazing music, like in the 60s, early 70s. But she stopped it to raise all of us because my parents weren't really in the picture. And when she passed away, I pretty much raised myself and my siblings. We all like just raised ourselves the best way we could. And we had like older people that were there, but they weren't really dropping the gems I think we needed. They gave us some gems, but you had to learn a lot on your own, and you had to make your own decisions. I was 12 making job decisions, life decisions, trying to make money. And I was like, looking at it like, yo, how am I going to do this? I'm 12. Why I'm trying to worry about what I'm going to eat for dinner? But all that stuff grounded me, molded me into like who I am right now. And I got to like grow up early, which means I got to see things a little bit more mature, a little earlier.
Yeah. How do you think that affected you? I mean, first off, like, just go back to your grandma for a second.
That's the ultimate sacrifice. Stopping a career.
Listen, a career that she seemed to be very successful
promising,
at, by the way, very successful. But losing her again at a young age.
Wow.
How
on April Fool's Day. So this is the 12th year anniversary that just passed.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got to she taught me everything. Told me how to cook, told me how to treat a lady. In the 12 years I had her, she taught me like man lessons. Like she raised me better than any man could ever raise me. So I learned a lot early on, and I was glad that I was able to be open-minded as a little kid to take on like the things she was trying to teach me. And I look at it now, I'm like, 24, 12 years later, looking back at it, I learned so many great lessons. And it really matured me, but losing her was crazy. I didn't even think I was going to make it this far.
Yeah.
But I always kept going because of her.
All right, so with your grandmother, at that point, where did you think you were going to go? Like being 12, you say you were making, literally like life choices.
I just took her advice. She said stay in school. So I stayed in school as long as I could. I joined bands, basketball teams, anything I could join to stay in school. I literally stayed in school as much as I could. When that was over, I stayed in school some more. Pretty much I just thought, like, every time I made a decision, like growing up, I was like, will she approve of this? Will she not approve of this? Like, I was living for her. Like, that's the only person that ever gave a shit. I'm keeping it real with you. I don't even curse. But like, that person actually cared enough to stop their career, stop their life. I've encountered my mom a couple of times, my dad a couple of times, and they never paused their life. But she paused her whole life and said, hey, I'm going to stop promising career, raise 7 of y'all. Actually more, because we had cousins and stuff, and she like was there for everybody. I'm going to cook these dinners every night at 7 o'clock. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it's only one of me, but I'm going to raise 7 to like 15 of y'all. So I always looked at it like, yo, if somebody could stop and make a sacrifice for me, like make the most of my opportunities. So whenever I go into anything, it's like my name's attached to this. I got to be as powerful as possible. I can't half-ass it because somebody stopped. So I always use that as motivation. That's fuel. Like, what would you do if somebody said, hey, I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing right now and give you all the Khaled keys to success. Run with those. You better take advantage. Like you ever seen a Notorious movie? Homie took the gun charge for Biggie. He was like, yo, you better go out and you better kill. And Biggie's arguably the best rapper of all time. So you take your opportunity and you run with it.
Oh man, okay. So where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. I'm from Roosevelt Projects to be exact. If you know what Marcy Projects is, it's like two projects over. You got Sumner and then you got Roosevelt. Roosevelt's where Mos Def's from. Talib Kweli's not far up the block. Skyzoo's from up the block. Like all of us are neighborhood boys. Fabulous and me went to the same middle school at different times, of course. You know, he's a little older, but
a lot of older.
Yeah. You know, he got like 10 years on me. But that's the kind of like neighborhood. You got all of these thoroughbreds of hip hop. Came from drank the same tap water as me. So it's definitely something in the area.
How did you maneuver living in the hood? with 7 siblings.
So you don't need to join no gangs, and you got 7 siblings. So I never had to worry about gangs. I had a family. We was a gang. Never really had to worry about fights. We had one like neighborhood gang. They were like family too. They were the Mayos, and we used to say they don't die, they multiply. They're like roaches, bro. Like you fight 20 of them, 25 more come out the closet. You fight 25 more, 50 more come out the car. So it's like you just mostly like getting beat up by the Mayos. And if you could put up a fight or you was respectable, they left you alone after a while because they like, yo, them boys, there's only 7 of them, but they get down.
It be like that, you know. It's funny because growing up, I grew up in Flatbush / Canarsie.
You grew up in the
yeah. So you know, I get that concept. People don't necessarily understand it. Like, they just think that once you're in the hood, whatever, that you have no, like, there almost is no opportunity to grow because the gang or the hood niggas, whatever, is the one that's gonna hold you down. But at the same time, it's like once they see that you not gonna back down, but you really doing stuff, they leave you alone.
A lot of them encourage you. Like I'm from a part of the neighborhood where the drug dealers was like, yo, stay in school. You gonna get the Nobel Peace Prize. Because on top of being like talented musically, I was a nerd. I always kept my head in a book. So they were like, yo, he gonna be a lawyer, doctor. Nobody seen rapper coming or a musician coming. I was very good with music, but everybody was like, yo, this kid's smart. This kid's mad smart. I was fixing computers in the neighborhood. I was like the dude, if your cable messed up, you called me. I should get a bootleg cable. I used to burn. Here's how I made money. I used to burn any 25 songs you wanted on a CD for like $2. And I made like hundreds of dollars doing this. And I would buy my little brothers and sisters back to school clothes and supplies. And I was more like father figure.
On that hustle. That's what's up.
And I always looked at it like this: how can I make legal money, and in illegal circumstances? Somebody that's close to me used to sell drugs. Every time a client came by, you want a CD? Yeah. You want some candy? Smart. I kept candy and CDs. Smart. Everybody who smoked got the munchies, and everybody who smoked listened to music. Yep. So I kept the 2 things that any certified weed head would need close by. Capitalized off that. I didn't do anything illegal.
Smart. Nah, you really finessed that. I like that.
And I turned my circumstances into profit. And that's how I look at everything. How could I take where I'm from and make it me, and not give in to the vices that the neighborhood want to throw at you?
See, I like where this is going because it's like I didn't. You know, you are crazy enough. You are the statistical anomaly. You know, you were in a situation where everything could have gone wrong. Making the bad choice would have been incredibly easy, and you made the opposite. You made the best out of the situation. Like I heard a story, watched the video just recently, where you say you used to take the kids in the neighborhood to the library and shit. Like, that's crazy.
Shout out to my little man Boodles. One of my kids I used to take to the library recently had got like shot, and he's gonna pull through. But I watched like the hood will really consume you. You can be so positive, and this hood will still find ways to get you.
Of course.
But my advice to anybody is, you find the opportunity to get out. You get out. You don't. It's bad to say it, you don't come back though. Because that hood don't love you. The hood don't love you.
Not the way you want it to.
Nah, you want to really like show love to the hood. You get out, you create opportunities for people, and you bring them out the hood with you. But you got to bring the people that's willing to work for those opportunities, not just anybody, because people will see you growing and they'll try to bring you down.
Tell them.
There's levels.
Tell them. That's an absolute fact. You know, sometimes like, as much as you, and I mean, I'm still learning this, whatever, and still growing with this. 27 big ass years old. I'm still trying to figure this out. You know, it's like you can pump as much positivity out as you want. You know, but if you got negative Nancy's around you, whatever,
that positivity means nothing. It's clouded.
Nope. It's like they've muddied up your water, and until you cleanse yourself of them kind of people, like you're not gonna be as successful as you want to be, because you'll always have that one person dragging you down. Like you honestly like you want to carry all your niggas out, and
but it ain't gonna happen that way.
Nope.
You gotta find the one or two, because it's only gonna be like one or two that really like see the vision the way you see it. Like they see escalators, you see the stairs, and you trying to show them like, yo, the escalator, it look cool, it's the fastest way up. But escalators go out of service. Stairs always work. Stairs always work.
You gonna be hit. You gonna hit me with these quotes. I mean, these are tweetables right here. You know, right? Tweetables.
Always work.
Tweetables. All right, so peep game, team backpack.
Salute.
Let me give you a brief description here, people, so y'all can hear this. Quote: Ace reminds me most of Kanye during his college dropout era, or like D'Angelo during his brown sugar days. Ace's blend of rhymes, riffs, and positivity come as a refreshing dish of what he considers soul food. That is probably the biggest compliment I have probably ever seen from Team Backpack. I mean, even in a Puff piece, like that would be like the highlight of the Puff piece. And this was a breakdown of your project. You know, how did that make you feel reading that?
I mean, like Kanye West. First of all,
Facts.
college dropout Kanye West. First 3 album Kanye West is what I think any MC or artist should aspire to be.
Absolutely.
Here's the perfect blend of like realism.
Mm-hmm.
Like the concept of school seems so Sakar, sophomore 3 Yaros ain't picked the Karar. And like my man was realistically, we all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it. Spitting his truths, being real himself, but making it soulful. Like the beats, the concepts, the vision was all like really like what J. Cole is now. And Kanye did it in a way that was really friendly. Like he made you feel like you was part of his family. And that's what I aim to do. Like I want you to feel like, well, not even feel, I want you to like know that you're part of my like family. Like anybody who listens to the music should feel like we distant cousins, or like we like third cousins through marriage or something like that. Like it should feel like you know me. And that's what music is. Music's about being relatable. People want to feel like they know you, touch you, feel you, and feel like you're not distant on some piece of plastic that's manufactured by like an industry. So I wanted to do that by just being myself. And then like D'Angelo's, I call everybody knows who knows me. I'm like, that's my father. So D'Angelo, his music, his funk, his like his riffs, his keyboard playing, all that stuff is like really apparent. All influenced in my music. Like I got a song coming out where I sampled Feel Like Making Love. I sampled Send It On before. I sampled all these like D'Angelo hits, Brown Sugar. And I just be like, that's like the epitome of what I listen to. Like if you go through my phone and see my playlist, it's Angie Stone, D'Angelo, Lauryn Hill, X Factor, a whole bunch of like early Outkast, a whole bunch of doo-wop music. Like me, I want to feel the music. I want people to feel the music and feel good. Like you can't tell me you listen to my project and felt bad at any point or didn't feel any kind of emotion. Like the music is meant to make you jump in your feel good bag.
That's very true. Like I was just looking at here the songs that I pointed out that I really liked. The project is it's 13 tracks.
13 tracks.
6 of them I was like, I really, really like them. You know, could throw them in a playlist right now type joint. Matter of fact, is a project, is it only on SoundCloud or is it on?
So I don't like to charge for music. One thing you're gonna get from Ace all the time is free music. We can make money some other way. We can monetize shows. We can monetize merchandise. But the music will always be free as long as I can control it. Even if I like sign a major label deal, we're gonna work out something. I'll give y'all free music. Music's a free expression of art, so it should be free, and people should be free to be able to get it on all means. So the music's on Bandcamp for free, SoundCloud. It's on my website, aceclarkmusic.com. The music is on some songs are on YouTube. The music's a little bit of everywhere, sprinkled on Audio Mac, DJ Booth, everywhere. I just try to make sure it's as attainable as possible, and it's free because I don't feel like I can really put a price on them songs. Also,
okay, so the three songs out, the 3 I guess platform I was looking for: Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify. How do you feel about streaming?
Streaming is the future. You got to get with it. I feel like you can find the music. It'll be on Pandora soon. Like I've done all the due diligence to get it there for you guys for free.
Due diligence is right, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of
process.
Work. It's a process.
And I run everything. Like I don't really try to like have a big team. I try to make as many of the moves myself as possible. Like it's competitive as hell doing it by yourself. So you might get an email from somebody else. Just know that they playing for the home team. Like I'm trying to do everything pretty much myself though. But streaming is the way to go. So the music has to get on Tidal, Spotify, all these places. But I'm trying to do it in a free way where you guys don't have to like have any money coming out of your pockets.
I understand. I respect that. You know, we talked a little bit about how I feel about music and how I feel about these grimy ass people trying to charge artists to sit down and talk to them.
Music's
y'all grimy.
free.
Y'all grimy. Y'all grimy. Why y'all trying to charge artists to talk to y'all? Like, fam, what are y'all doing for these artists? Y'all grimy. Anyway, so let's go down. So let's put together a story now. So I first met Ace a couple months ago. I interviewed Coda the Friend.
Coda.
Dope artist.
Yo,
as well.
go check out Island Man featuring Blue, XXL, The Break Dude. Yo, you gotta go check out my man Coda. Check out Coda. K-O-T-A. Coda.
Coda.
Nah, not Panda. Coda. Check out my man.
Oh man, yeah, Coda is fly. So I met you then. You told me I didn't know you were an artist. Like honestly, like your energy is just so positive and you're funny, do whatever. So I just thought you were just this homie just chilling or whatever it is. And I like you told me to check the music out, whatever. I checked it out. Your man's hit me up recently actually and asked me to do the interview, and I was like, yeah, we could definitely do that. Like I know Ace already anyway. Like you know, I've been like I have like a list of people who I'm trying to talk to, whatever, and just trying to like organize it. It's just crazy. Like we talk a little bit about what I'm doing outside of this. And yeah, I was like, nah, this is perfect. I got the time, we got the place, we make it work. So
one thing about me, like I feel like when it's meant to come out, it always does. Mm-hmm. Like when I'm hanging with Coda, I'm supporting Coda. When I'm hanging with Naika or Kato or Dia, these are people that are all like their own entities, and I'm there to support them.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the light, it's beautiful. People are like, yo, you make music? That's you right there on the hook? That's you doing that? I'm like, yeah, that's me. But it comes out and it's really like on its own. Like I kind of like when things naturally manifest.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when people get to be like, oh, yo, I heard your song and I didn't know it was you. You sing and you rap and you do this and you do that. And I heard your feature on that song and I heard that you freestyle and you didn't write your verse. And I'm like, yeah, that's all true, you know?
Yeah.
It's more beautiful. People can connect to me differently than if I come up, yo, I rap, bro. Yo, I'm fire. You need to check me out. Can I come on your show and spit some bars?
There goes the Bed-Stuy. There goes that Bed-Stuy.
Yeah. Like, I ain't really about it. I'm like, yo, when you approach me, I'll let you know what it is.
Facts. All right, so before I go deeper into the list of artists that I see you associated with or whatever, let's talk about the fact that you sing and rap. You know, you sing and rap. This is my own personal opinion. You sing and rap in a way where it's not annoying. You know, like there are some artists, and it's when I say some, I mean like I can probably count on like one hand how many indie artists that can sing and rap and do it in such a annoying way that it's like I don't even want to hear it. It's like, fam, why you just couldn't get someone to sing? Like there's mad artists out here, there's mad singers out here. You could have got someone to be on the hook if you wanted to sing, and you sang your damn hook yourself. Like why? I get tight. But the way you did it, the way that you do it, the way that your sound fits, like the soulful sound that you have crafted, it's damn near perfect. You know.
Now there's always work to be done.
Oh well, of course. But shit, listen, there's perfect. There's like perfectness. There's perfect and there's perfection. You know, like you're always trying to get to perfection. Yeah. But you can have some 10 out of 10s. You know, you can definitely get some 10 out of 10s. You know, and I think you have a lot of 10 out of 10s.
Well, I put it like this: like the musical side of how I like the beat selection and the singing, those mostly come from my like R&B influences, my like neo soul influences. The fact I listen to so much D'Angelo and listen to a lot of Fonte. He's so underrated. Those people are the people that pushed me to really like do music the way I do it, like on the singing side. Like I listen to the radio and there's so many monotone singers.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear somebody who's singing raps and riffs or runs or gives you a little bit of that soul, give you a little bit of that church.
Yeah.
So I try to give you those things that have influenced me. I used to sing in church choirs. I used to be a boy soprano.
I can hear it.
So I take all the things that I used to like appreciate about the music that made me like music and bring that to my music. Like when D'Angelo put that stank into it, I'd be like, that's right there. That's cooking for me. That's like dinner. So I try to bring that to my music. Like when I'm like giving that vibrato in my voice, that every day I ask myself, what do I want to be? You know, I try to give you that you feel it. I want you to feel what I'm saying and not just hear the words. Yeah. And then when I'm rapping, I'm rapping from that place in me that don't want to go back to living in the projects, pissy staircases, elevators. Yeah. So the combination of both those things, is what Ace Clock is all about. And I just want to thank everybody who takes the time to listen, people that have influenced me by just making their art. And I'm a fan first.
Yo, the only time I'll look at a 10th floor building and be like, I'm taking this serious when I go to the hood. Son.
Yo, the projects, pissy staircases,
Yo,
elevators,
them
your nostrils
elevators,
open
fam.
up real fast.
Elevators, fam, I can't do it. I cannot do it. And I don't even like using the word can't, but nah.
You ever play corners in the elevator? You gotta play corners whenever you get into a project elevator because there's so much piss everywhere.
Oh my God, yo. Oh man. I can't even, I mean, like, again, part of the process, part of the building, you know, like I'm from Brooklyn, and when I say I'm from Brooklyn, like I'm not from like the fancy part of Brooklyn at all, you know, and people don't know that about me. Like people hear me and they don't really have a concept of where I'm from.
I get the same thing.
Yeah.
People like, you're from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and you talk so proper, and you carry yourself so well, and you dress with like Ugg boots with the fur, and I'm like, I ain't really a Timberland dude. Like, I'm from Brooklyn, guys, but I ain't a Timberland dude. I'm put it like this.
I know, I love Tim's. I can't even.
It's kind of heavy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, me, I need to get where I need to go. Like, I need to get where I need to go. Like everywhere in life, like mentally, physically. So me, I always wear like light shoes. It be snowing outside, and I got road shoes on or something like that.
Oh, nah,
I gotta keep it moving.
I played ball in Tim's before.
Yeah, you a real Brooklyn dude, man. I'm probably from like Ronkonkoma. Like real talk. Like I got some road shoes on.
Oh man, nah, but you know, honestly, you know, I'm not even gonna gas over you no more. Anyway, so here we go. Dime a Dozen. Now, Dime a Dozen is a friend of the show, a friend of mine, super incredibly talented artist. How did you guys meet up?
Yo, Dime is like, he reminds me of Pharrell. Like if I had to put, he's a mix of like Pharrell because he sings and raps, and he does it in a way that's kind of like.
Another non-annoying singing rapper.
Like it's nonchalant, but it's smooth.
Yeah.
So he reminds me of like Pharrell Williams from the hood. Yeah. Like if you put Pharrell up in the projects for like a couple of years and said make music, that's what you would get.
Shout out to Dime a Dozen.
Dime did his thing
Heights,
on the album. Like I'm about that chicken, by the way. But my man did his thing on the album. He came through, and when I was looking to do the feature, I was just like, how can I like bring somebody on the track that's similar to me? Well, I don't got to do the singing this time. And I knew when he came on the track and he was like, I love to hum my melodies. I was like, oh, I ain't got to sing. So I was looking to put like-minded people on the project. So I thought who would do it like me, but do it their own way. And Dom was the consensus choice. So I reached out to his camp. He was like, Ace, yo, I love the music you're doing, and it just went from there.
Yeah. Dime is one of the most positive, one of the most successful, positive young dudes out there right now. Shout out to Dime a Dozen. Shout out to Dime a Dozen. Shout out to Crown Heights. And people know about Crown Heights. You know, like if you know about Crown Heights and you know about the type of hood he's from, like you know he didn't have to be a nice dude at all.
Not at all. Like he from the opposite side of me, so he's from where it go down. Like I'm in Bed-Stuy where like they shoot out in the daytime. He's from like if you get off the train at 11 p.m. you might want to like be escorted to your house.
Fam, straight facts. And it's crazy, yo. Honest, oh man, like sometimes, you know, when I think about Brooklyn, I don't really think about Brooklyn like that. Like I'm just like, yo, like I know how to move. I know how to move in my own borough. You know, like here in the Bronx. I live in the Bronx now, folks. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. Like here in the Bronx, yo, when I come home from work, I'm inside for the whole night. If I have to go out, it's probably an Uber or a Lyft from my door to the event, and from the event back to my door.
Because I don't trust it.
Yeah, you know, but like in Brooklyn, where Diamond's from, like I get off the train 1, 2, 3. Maneuver easy. Like I don't even think about it like that.
Yeah, I don't stop.
Nah, I don't even think about it like that. Like I'm focused. I know where I'm going. Whatever. I know who to look at, who not to look at. Whatever. Like how to. I just.
You know.
Yeah, but you really don't think about it like that until you get out and then gotta go back. Or,
yep.
You know,
You're like,
Yeah. I mean, it's like yes and no. Like I really do love Brooklyn a lot. Like I love Brooklyn a lot, and I mean I can really like not living in Brooklyn for the last 2 years. I can really say that I miss Brooklyn like I've never missed Brooklyn before in my life.
Like Charles Hamilton said, something like a Brooklyn girl, or something like the Brooklyn air, something like the Brooklyn everything. Yeah. Brooklyn's a special place. They say you go anywhere in the world, you yell out, "Is anybody from Brooklyn?" One person gonna raise their hand.
Always. Oh man. All right. So you detailed your relationship with Sky Zoo a little bit, but how did you actually meet?
Me and Sky Zoo's relationship is pretty dope. So with Sky Zoo, it's like this. I was a fan first. My one of my closest friends stopped selling crack because of Skazu.
Wow.
He was like, yo, Sky's like modern day Nas to me, like the way he tells stories. So I'm like, let me check out this guy.
Yeah.
So I started bumping the music. First song I listened to, I don't know why I chose the song. It's called For What It's Worth. He said it's too much money in cocaine for me to be playing the broke game. But here I be on my 9 to 5. You know, like he's talking about. He's here with the no names, working a 9 to 5, gets fired from his job, and he knows that selling crack still is a way to make money, but I ain't with it. And this dude always has this struggle between the streets and like straight path, and always chooses straight path. So I listened to the music. I reached out like when I went by a different artist name, and I'm like, yo, I love your music, blah blah blah. We should connect. We should feature. Sky's the type of dude that really just replies right back, yo, let's make it happen, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Wait a couple of years. I don't say nothing.
A couple years?
Just waited because I wasn't ready.
To be able to acknowledge, to be able to know that's big already. Okay.
He answered my messages and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready though. I don't want to get on the song and not be prepared for an opportunity like this. So I waited. And then it just so happened I just kept bumping into him. I bumped into him 4 days in a row. And this is before I started the good fight. I just keep bumping into him. I was apartment searching with my girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, yo, Skyzoo, what up? And he remembered me, and I remember him. Just keep bumping into him. 2 days, 3 days, the 4th day.
Universe,
like, this is a sign.
the universe.
I emailed him the next day. I said, yo, let's make something happen.
Yeah.
He said, let's do it. We get in the studio, and I played a Who Am I beat. And I'm just like, let's go. He gives me a verse, 2 takes literally. Wow. Drop some heat. I had a verse secretly. He don't know that. And I was waiting for him to spit his verse. I said, I'm from Brooklyn. Ain't nobody gonna show me up on my own song. Yeah. I know he came with the same mentality. He spits a really great verse. I'm right there in the studio. I'm like, hold on, I'm writing my verse right now. I just write my verse on the spot. I wait till he leaves though, because I don't want him to know that I was like impressed.
Yeah.
So I record my verse right after, 20 minutes after. I sent him the cuts, and then I called my friend who is a sax player. I'm like, I need you to get on here and do sax for me. Yeah. So the sax on the song is live sax. I'm like, you got to go all the way. Yeah. Only thing that was when he heard Who Am I, all he heard was the hook. Yeah. All he knew was every day I ask myself, who do I want to be? Yeah. That's all I gave him. And I was just like, here's where I want to go. Who, like, if you wanted to write a letter to yourself, a love song to yourself, what would you say? Wow. Okay. And that's why I took the song. The whole song is a love letter to yourself. And people listen to it and they take the words literally. Like you're like, you're married? You're talking about marriage? I'm like, nah. Everybody should be married to yourself first before you marry to any human, because if you don't love yourself and if you can't keep it real with yourself, you fake.
Basically,
plastic.
It takes a, and people don't understand. It really takes a lot. And maybe not for everyone, but it takes a lot to actually know who you are.
Yo, self-identity is the key to anything. If in your choices, if you don't know who you are and what you're about, you're not gonna make choices for you. And if you're making choices to impress people, you're gonna die lonely because you can't impress everybody.
You cannot. It is basically virtually impossible.
Just be the best you could be, and if they love you, they love you, and if they don't, they don't. And God will see you through.
Yo, tweetables.
Yo, I'm saying.
Tweetables. I don't know if that's 140 characters, but tweetables.
Nah, it's 140 characters around you at all times, and you just gotta maneuver through them.
Facts. All right, so Nitty Scott also makes a feature on the project. So
Nitty, she's dope. So I reached out to her because her best friend is a girl I went to middle school with.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, Jade, line it up. I want to work with Nitty. And I reached out to Nitty because she's super like positive, her energy. And I just wanted somebody's energy. Like when I was looking at her, I was like, she's lyrically great, but I want somebody's energy that's gonna match mine. Yeah. So I was like, who else could pull off this positive vibe the same way I can, but also do it from a female perspective? And I just reached out to Nitty like, yo, what's up? And it's just it happened. It just happened. Like a lot of this was just me reaching out to who I thought was the best fit for the kind of music I wanted to make. As I was making songs, you kind of envision people, like envision how they would get on the song. Like I knew Dom was gonna be on the gritty song. I knew I was gonna put Sky on something that was deeper than just music to me. And then I knew when I got with Nitty, it was gonna be something that was really like all about her. She talks about the Peace Coast movement and being like this young Buddha. So I was like, Buddha, peace. What's going on, Marvin? It just made sense.
See, and I'm not as familiar with her as I should be. I mean, I know of her. I'm familiar with who she is, but I've never sat down and just been like, all right, well, let me go do her catalog real quick. But hearing that verse and actually watching the video, which is also out, by the way, so go and watch that video. Also the video out with Sky Zoo, that's out as well. But I watched the video and I was like, yo, like I really have to go and check out her catalog, because that was honest positivity there.
And that's what I try to do. I try to find people that are like-minded, similar people. Like, I'm not looking for like the biggest feature, the best name that's gonna propel me. Like, your art speaks for itself. People like, you can have 10,000 features, if they're not meaningful, that makes sense to conducive music. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, you can go out and you can get features that make your album look stacked, but if they're not features that are gonna like push the project in the direction that I want to go, I'm not gonna get those features. I'm not gonna reach out and ask my friends to jump on songs. Like, I these are all friendships at the end of the day. And these are my peers, and I'm like, which peers are gonna help me get to where I want to go? I want to just touch people with the music. So again, this is a free project. I'm like, how can I show how free I'm trying to make the music? Let me get people that are like me. Sky Zoo is one of the most genuine-hearted people I've ever met in my life. Like, Sky Zoo is kind of like an older brother. Then you meet like a Nitty Scott. That smile, how could you not smile when she smiled? And then you meet somebody like Dom. Dom is just like chilling. But we in the studio, he's like, yo, how do you get to 6th Avenue and Bryant Park from here? And I'm like, yo, here's what you gonna do. He's just like chilling.
He is literally, I want to say he's probably the most chill dude I've ever interviewed. Like, I interviewed him, I want to say maybe like last August or last September, something like that. And Dom came in. He wasn't even late, fam. Dom came in.
He shows up on time.
Chill. He sat down. Like, I asked him questions. Like, you could it wasn't like, oh, I got these questions lined up in my head and I know I'm gonna answer them. Like, he deadass sat down there and took breaks and thought about what he wanted to say. And when I was editing the video, someone asked me like, oh, like, you're not gonna cut the break? And I was like, hell no. I was like, I want y'all to see that he actually took the time to answer this question.
He's not just gonna like talk out his ass. And
Nope.
he appreciates, like, about getting his point across. He knows the power of words. Somebody like him, like, if you listen to how he comes off, how Nitty comes off, how Scott comes off, these aren't people that are doing it for a check or doing it for like, for notoriety. These people that do it for the culture and do it for reasons bigger than we know. Like, Nitty Scott was bullied. Sky Zoo, you listen to his story. His story is like, I come from this, but I'm on a block where everybody else didn't have it. And he felt guilty that his friends didn't have a father like he had. So you got to look at it like that. And then I look at, who else was on the album? I said Nitty, I said Dom. Yes, Sky. So you look at them stories, and then you see these people come from, like, their own trials and tribulations, and they're kicking it in music. Music's us telling you our stories. We putting our hearts on our sleeves.
Oh, man. All right, so here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're talking The Good Fight. We can talk about some of these songs we have on there. First off, Waste Your Time and Roses. Yo, Naika sings. She is amazing. She's amazing. Oh, man. It's the Encore Radio Show, folks. We'll be right back.
Coming up on a future episode of the Encore Radio Show.
Dude, Art Genesis 2 is coming up. Yo, I'm so fucking hyped.
Yes. A lot of great artists on there.
I am so fucking hyped. Shout out to every single artist on that bill. Yo, real talk. Listen, folks. Y'all about to get like a real ass. Like, I'm not calling this shit like a showcase no more. This is an exhibition. Like, we really doing a whole heap of stuff. But I guess I could drop some of this shit on the fucking podcast real quick.
Yeah,
like,
we don't do showcases, man.
We're not here.
That's not easy.
We're not here for that. So the main stage, we got Kadeem King, who we just highlighted earlier today, as y'all heard. J Bell, shout out to him.
J Bell, Sleeper Camp since 2011, 2010.
J Tips.
Tips since 2011. Wow.
And then my man's Dama Dozen.
Dama Dozen since 2011, low key. I just definitely reintroduced him, but he's been killing since before. Swing Sinatra and all that shit.
Facts. So we also we've also been doing like a live cipher, like a live video cipher. So if you're actually at the exhibition, you will be in a video a music video. What you call a second music video?
I mean,
You be
it's
on
a video.
YouTube.
It's a video of music.
All right, folks, and we're back. It's the Encore Radio Show at Encore Radio Show, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, EncoreRadioShow.com. Shout out to the Indie Creative Network. Check out all the shows. Right after this episode, you should be hearing Elite Music Radio with a dope ass mix. So definitely check that out. So we here obviously with Ace Clark at Ace Clark Music. Make sure you guys check that out. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. So how do you contend with trap rap, with radio rap, with mainstream rap, with hip hop? How do you contend for all these voices, for this message that you have, this great message that you have? How do you contend with those voices?
First of all, it's not contending. Like, when you carve out what you want to do, you just do it, and those who appreciate it will appreciate it, and those who don't. Like, I don't want to beg for a follower or listen. I want you to just genuinely see what I'm doing, and if you like it, you like it. If
But
you
how
don't,
do you get them?
So,
there, how do you get them?
I speak from the heart. Like, I don't make trap music, but I don't knock trap music. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, but I don't knock you for watching Love and Hip Hop.
I try not to at the very least.
Yeah, like at the very least, everybody's gonna love what they love and support what they support. I don't think trap is not hip hop.
Yeah.
I think trap is its own variation of art of hip hop. Like trap, somebody said it to me, and I kind of liked how they put it. They like trap is just as much hip hop as boom bap.
Yeah.
And it's true, but it's not true. It's true because who are we to deem what's hip hop and what's not hip hop?
Okay.
But also we have these traditional thoughts of what hip hop is, and trap doesn't fit it.
Yeah.
So it's an argument that you could throw in the air all day.
I understand that to an extent. What I realize is that I was agreeing with you for a point. So I do think that trap is as much hip hop as boom bap. I think like they are synonymous, and I say this because hip hop is really about the experience that you're living. Basically, if you are living the urban experience in whatever part of the country or
if you're
world,
in a trap house,
that's
hip hop to you.
That is it.
If you
Facts.
got an empty apartment and there's a mattress and you're chopping up cocaine,
and it's on the floor, it has to be on the floor.
Yep, and the mattress is on the floor, and somebody is chewing chicken bones in the corner or something crazy. That's your reality, and that's hip hop. That's your interpretation of the hip hop scene.
And when I think about another art form, another hip hop art form, grime in over in London.
Yeah, London and Canada, because Drake has really been like embracing it.
Yes, he has. He was out with Stormzy.
Didn't he signed? He didn't really sign, but he signed to that group.
Yeah, he did. But at the same time, like no one looks at that and says, "Oh, that's not hip hop." And grime is completely different. Like if you don't like trap, like you might hate grime.
But the same way people try to mix EDM with like R&B and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you listen to Usher's album and you hear Usher jumping on like
the Skrillex and shit. Yeah.
Take you there. And I'm like, nice and slow. Usher's doing this kind of music.
Yeah.
So you got to look at how music is. It's all about expressing yourself.
Yep, and
so
it's free flowing. It advances, it adjusts, whatever. There are some streams that are slower than others.
So that's why it's not contending, because people will appreciate what you bring to the table if you bring to the table is true to you.
Bet. What I wrote here before you answered that was the lane. Like I think about lanes that have been created. People like if you look at like someone like Jadena, for example. People would have never known they liked him until they actually heard him. Anderson .Paak, same thing. Like Anderson .Paak, like I personally don't like the sound. Like I don't think he's a bad artist. I just don't. I bet you do. I can't. It's not for me.
Well,
I know he's an amazing artist.
I've been an Anderson fan when he used to be Breezy Lovejoy. So I was an Anderson fan a long time. Like him, Beach and Chicago Kid, these are dudes I was bumping in high school, and I was calling it out. They're gonna be stars. I remember hearing Kendrick for the first time. I'm like, he got a weird voice. Yeah. But he's dope. He's gonna make it. I remember listening to like Cushion Corinthians Section 80 and listening to all this like Anderson .Paak. And I'm like, yo, he's gonna blow. Yeah. And come to find out, you hear Compton and everybody say, who is this guy? And I'm like, who is this guy? Y'all 6-7 years too late.
Yeah.
And I just always look at it like that. I remember bumping a whole bunch of Rhapsody, and then when I see like Jamla picked up, I was like, okay. Lyric Jones, and listening to a whole bunch of Fiend. Fiend was on Sway, and everybody's like, who is this dude killing? I'm like, yo, Fiend, he been out for a minute. Him and Scholar been making music. Scholar's from Detroit. He got a song called Play It Cool.
It's because a lot of people they do listen. They just listen to the radio.
It's so much music. The SoundCloud makes it easy
they
to
don't
find so
SoundCloud
many
surf,
people.
man.
I found
That's
this
a
UK
hobby of
artist the
mine
other
now.
day. From the UK, he has a song called Trouble Love, and I posted it, and he hit me right back. He's like, "Well, I really appreciate your music," and I'm like, "Yo, we got to collab because you're doing your thing." And it's just me. I go out and I'm a fan first. Like before I create, I'm listening, and I'm like, "How can I make something that's not what's out, but that people can appreciate for what it is?" And that's how you get my sound.
See, and that's interesting because I tell us people all the time, like if I talk to you, I'm a fan of your work. Like I'm not talking to you because you got mad followers. I'm not talking to you for any other reason besides the fact I think that you are a dope artist and you have a project that came out and people need to know about. That's literally
3,000 followers don't matter. Like there's people that buy followers.
Yes,
and,
they do.
And buy this perception of dopeness.
And I'm a
like,
techie, so I know if you bought followers.
Yo, you don't need that. Like if you're just genuinely like doing what you do and you love it, shouldn't matter if 10 people are at your show or 10,000 people, because if you're doing it for the right reasons, all that stuff comes around full circle.
It does.
I used to do shows where I was the only person there. You would have thought I was doing a rehearsal, and then you see me on TV doing BET 106 in Park. So it all comes full circle.
What were you listening to in your grandmother's house? With all your brothers and sisters, what were y'all listening to?
We listened to Aretha Franklin. I was listening to Marvin Gaye. I was listening to a lot of Slick Rick. The first rap I really got to listen to was Big L.
Okay.
Yeah, Big L was like the first rap I got to listen to. A lot of Big Daddy Kane.
How old were you?
I was young. Like I was listening to people like 12, 13, 14. Okay. Like I didn't start listening to a lot of people until maybe like 10, 11, 12, 13. And it was mostly like Big Daddy Kane, Big L, Marvin Gaye, a lot of Anita Baker. Anita Baker was like everything to me. I remember there was a phase where I didn't like Toni Braxton because I loved Anita Baker so much. Yeah. And I was like, how could you not know about Anita Baker? And I used to argue with people like, how could you not know about these artists who opened door for these artists? Yeah. And I would get mad if I heard little kids say, well, they stole that Jay-Z song. I'm like, well, you want to know where that Jay-Z song came from? Came from here. And I used to listen to like the Five Tops and a lot of Temptations and all that. And that's how I got all that doo-wop you hear in the music and all that, like harmonies. So that's where I get that from. And then I used to listen to a lot of Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder probably like played the most. So that was where I snatched a lot of my sound from. And then I found D'Angelo on my own. A lot of like D'Angelo, and that really like crafted part of my sound. But I was just listening to all of that growing up. I didn't really get to listen to like the radio. Yeah. But when I did get the radio, I got like Jagged Edge. I got like that kind of stuff. Jagged Edge, Tamia. So I grew up on a lot of that.
Yeah, that's interesting. You said Jagged Edge and Tamia. I was like, that was like 2000 to like 2003-ish.
Yeah, that music shaped me. Like the Tamias, the Avants.
Oh
Marcus
man,
Houston. Like
Avant and Music Soul Child were like my soul, literally my soul.
Yo, I got the softest playlist in the world. I used to. So I'm a rapper, so I don't know if I should say this to you, but I had the softest. I had a Beyonce playlist.
Hey, that's fair.
But this was before like the Beehive. I was bumping like Cater to You, and I was bumping like Bootylicious. And it's weird because you don't think like a man wants to bump Bootylicious, but I'm like the vibe to that song. Or can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone
Beyonce always had
bill?
the fire beats, yo.
Yeah,
Always had the fire beats. Always.
I tell everybody to this day, like one of the most beautifully written songs ever was written by Neo. It was called Irreplaceable. Beyonce kills Irreplaceable. And Neo, his pen game was so strong. Like I have an appreciation for well-written songs.
Yeah, Neo's pen game's still strong. Neo's pen game will always
Sean Garrett, The Dream. These dudes wrote all the hits growing up. Carl Thomas and Mario Winans. These dudes, Stevie J. These dudes were writing hits, and that's what got me into music. The wordsmith part of music. Like I was more into words than anything, and then I got older, and I'm like, but if you can make people feel a certain way, so that's what the music is. Me making you feel a way, but also being potent.
Bad. All right, so the good fight. The good fight. All right, so what was the lead off single from that project?
The first song recorded ended up being the lead off single, and I was Who Am I?
Okay.
I didn't know I was gonna make an album. I wasn't planning to make an album. I recorded Who Am I? I just was recording songs, and I got Who Am I done, and then I started recording some more, and I'm like, this all connects. And I started thinking, I'm like, I'm making an album. Let's go. And the thing was, I was working on 2 mixtapes before this, and the hard drives kept getting fried. Yeah. So I lost a lot of music. And I was like, I'm not gonna create music. I'm like, I'm just not gonna create an album. I'm just gonna create music.
Yeah.
And as I'm creating, I'm like, this is a project. Let's go. And I dropped Who Am I once it was done, pretty much. And then that made me like start putting everything again. I'm like, there's a song out, so I got to keep following up. And then that's what made the album happen. I finished the album in 3 months. It took me 3 months to write, record, and like master the whole album.
That's good time. That's good time and this is quality.
For a full quality album.
Yeah.
And I ain't rich, so I had to fund it at the same time.
Yeah,
so I was like,
yeah.
yo, how can I make this funds? And I just went straight ahead and did it. And everybody looks back and they're like, it took you like a year to make that, right? I'm like, nah, 3 months.
Shout out to you though. You made it work.
You gotta put yourself where you want to go. And I just knew if I kept creating that, it only could get better.
You made it work. All right, so I have a lot of songs. Like I told you, 6 out of the 13. There's 13 tracks on there. I want to say, so just to go in order. So The Good Fight, definitely one of my favorite songs. That's the one featuring Dime a Dozen. For those who don't know. I really, so I put them in order. So I really liked Melanin. Now,
I was waiting for you to bring that song up.
Yeah, I think Melanin. Actually, I wrote in parentheses. I wrote amazing song. Like, I think Melanin is a dope song. People need to hear that. It makes you feel good about yourself.
Melanin is for any race. Like even if you don't see your melanin.
Yeah, that's why I said yourself and not just black people.
Because
yourself.
like melanin was me saying, be proud of who you are. Be proud of your identity. Be proud if you're Filipino, black, white, Middle Eastern. You come from Cambodia. You come from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Be free to be who you are. If you are, of a different sexual orientation, be cool with that. If you're cool with, having 6 toes, be cool with that. If you got purple hair and blue eyelash, be cool with that. If you're a goth or emo, be cool with that. If you got dreads with a fade, be cool with that. If you got the Quaker mustache, be cool with that. Like, if you going through something that you can't control, like cancer, you rock out that situation the best you can rock it out because it's you. Yeah. And only you could be you.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just want people to be proud, and it was more targeted towards black people when I say aloud, be black and be proud, but it was more towards I'm proud to be black, so be proud to be who you are.
Yes, yeah. I think that's really what all people are saying, because for a brief historical factor, black people have essentially been taught to hate themselves.
Yeah, Willie Lynch, it is so deep. You have the Willie Lynch documents. Yes. You have light skin versus dark skin, tall versus short. You have so many psychological things that go on that hip hop doesn't talk about. Like mental health is a big issue in the black community, and we don't identify that we need help, but we're gonna get there with people like me and people who care about like the person besides the art form. We'll get there. So just look out for some things I got in the works.
All right, so You Got It is also a favorite of mine.
Oh man, You Got It. There's a funny story behind that. Y'all ain't gonna get that yet.
Nah, tell me.
Nah. Y'all ain't getting that yet. But the person know what I'm talking about.
Hey, so. okay. All right, so then Waste Your Time and Roses, both by Nike.
Yeah,
sings, right?
Naika sings, yo. Naika is one of the coolest people I've ever met. Her voice is just gifted. You gotta hear her live. Live is better than anything. You hear her live, you'll be like.
She adds a lot. Yo,
she's dope with it. Waste My Time was just me like kicking relationships to y'all. Everybody go through a relationship, so I had to make one song where I'm like, you can relate to this. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. How did you meet up with her? And
I know Naika for years.
Oh, okay.
And that's just the
that
voice
works.
I had in my back pocket,
That works. Okay.
Everybody's like, yo, they call me the golden child. They're like, yo, he just knows how to find people. Like, he know how to find Kato, and you know how to find Naika. He know how to find J Future. Like, how does he get these singers on his tracks? And I'm like, yo, you just gotta go out and have an ear and appreciate people. Like, I go to shows and I just appreciate music, and I'm like, besides the music, how's this person as a person? Because energies have to click, and does this person have an ego, and does this person have something to bring that non-musically that can help the bigger picture? Because we're more than just artists. We have to touch people and we have to get out there. And all these people that are in my projects embody the same characteristics.
Okay. So I left this song for last. Because it is the last song on the project. And let me tell you. First off, when I saw the feature, I was like, Alex Clark. I was like, I wonder that's family. And I was like, maybe not. And I got there, and I listened to it, and I wrote in parentheses afterwards. I was like, did he sample his grandmother's record? That is so fire. Do you understand me?
Thank you.
Like, that is so fire. Like, the ultimate homage. Like, yo.
You gotta pay homage.
Yo, that, like, I sat back and I got goosebumps, fam. Like, I got goosebumps. I'm like, yo, like, so how?
So my grandmother recorded these albums, and I didn't know about it until after she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she sang around the house. We knew she did music, but we never knew how deep it went.
Yeah.
I'm in high school. I found the music, and I couldn't listen to it. I still to this day can't go through the whole album in one take because it's very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a project with MySpace back in the day, and they asked me to sample my grandmother's music. We sampled a song called "Don't You Care," and I didn't want to do it, but they asked me to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the opportunity, and I'm like, this is for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
No coincidences. I sampled the music, and I got in touch with finding like how I was gonna approach this. It's very sensitive, you know. This is perfect music, and I'm trying to taint it in a way by touching it.
Yeah.
So I get to the drawing board, and I'm like looking at life. I had this beat in my back pocket for a while because we didn't know what song we were gonna do at 1st. I'm like, nah, I gotta bring this to life. So finally, I'm comfortable enough to actually record my grandmother on a track, and I feel like I'm not good enough, and I dropped the song, and I'm just like, I can't go wrong if I go from the heart.
Yeah.
And I just figured it's the perfect way to cap off the good fight. Like, the person who helped me fight the good fight, the person who gave me the energy to create the good fight.
That's great.
That's where I went with it. And I just wanted to be like, you know, true to myself, like I've always been, but give it to y'all on a deeper level. The album feels good, so I wanted to give you a little bit more deeper insight to where I'm from and lead the way towards future projects. Hint, hint.
Yo, I'm sorry. That was probably like the most. I don't think to date anyone can top doing that. Like, all the artists I've talked to, I don't think anyone can top that. And I've heard some pretty interesting stories.
Yeah,
but nah, that's fire. That's for someone who influenced your life so much to be able to literally be on the same record as that person. Like, you literally transition and blend the generation. Yo, that's.
I had to bring time together, and man. Like I had to do it in a way which really could give you a gist of where she was from. So I kept the track real classic.
Yeah.
But I came in and brought the attitude she gave me. Like when I'm rapping the way she taught me how to rap. And let me take y'all back. She really taught me how to rap. She ghost wrote my first rap. So my Quentin Miller story is she ghost wrote my first rap. She literally, I used to rap. My first rap name was like A1, like the steak sauce. It wasn't just A1. It was A1, like the steak sauce.
Wow. Okay.
And that was the rap name. And she wrote this rap. I was in 5th grade. She's like, "You gonna rap at the school show?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna rap at the school show." And we used to argue about how I was gonna rap at the school show. She was like, "Now here's what you gonna say, boy." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna say this." And she's like, "Now you gotta say it like this." And I'm gonna kick the rap for you real quick.
Wow. Nah, I'm here for this.
It was like, read to achieve and believe. If you make the effort to read, you flow through it like a winter breeze. If you discover you can read, your mind will be at ease. Reading turns a seed into a strong tree. But she made me do like the effort and all that. She made me put the little effect on it. She taught me how to spit it. She was like, "Here's the delivery.
Here's where you put the emphasis."
Yeah. And she wrote the rap, and I kicked it at school, and the teachers and everybody's like, "Yo, you can rap, boy." And all the kids like, "Yo, Ace, you spit that rap. Yo, Anthony, you killed it." And I'm like, oh. And that was that battery in my back at a young age. And like, she supported anything I wanted to do, so nobody else could stop me.
That's crazy. Man, listen, I told you off mic. I'm gonna say this on mic now. I'm doing these interviews literally back to back to back. So you would have heard Robin J by now. You'd have already heard Danny Boy already. Now you hearing Ace. Now I'm doing these back to back, and they keep coming to me with these stories, and I'm getting like, I'm not even an emotional dude, fam, and I'm getting emotional every time I hear these. So like, yo, this is crazy. Man, shout out to y'all, honestly. Like,
yeah, shout out to everybody who's living life.
Facts.
You can live or you can exist. Yo, if you living, shout out to you. And if you existing, yo, stop lacking. Got work to do.
I'm I'm gonna end it right there. Like you did, I'm gonna end it right there. I'm at Ace Clark.
I'm Ace Clark. Follow me, Ace Clark Music. I'm everywhere. You can follow me on Snapchat. Get a taste of my personal life. Follow me on Instagram if you want to look at somebody with a nice hot top. And follow me everywhere else for real music. Peace.
AceClarkMusic.com. It's the Encore Radio Show. Make sure you guys follow us Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Encore Radio Show, website EncoreRadioShow.com. Indie Creative Network. Next up, we got Elite Music Radio, and we out. This is Wize Soul. Have a good day. The Encore Radio Show podcast is an Indie Creative Network production, produced by Lance Huff and executively produced by Chris Copastetik.